Originally made from stone, struck and fractured to become sharp, the knife is one of the first tools invented. Today's custom knife maker has a shop filled with tools to heat, shape, grind, and enhance the properties of steel, making a tough material even tougher. From hammer and anvil all the way to CNC machining, today's smiths make unique pieces for hunters, chefs, collectors, and home cooks. I'm Justin Lamoureux, owner, operator of Rainy Day Forge, president of the Manitoba Blacksmith Guild, podcaster, and finally, host of Fire and Slice. Over the course of this series, I'll make 3 distinctive knives for 3 people with interesting knife needs. Because of this, I'll try things I've never done before, and if I fail, I'll have to restart. There's no prize at the end, there's no cash, no scholarship. The gift I receive is a happy client and skills gained from making these knives. So let's get started. Let's light the forge. It's about to get hot in here. Welcome to the Forge. I'm Justin Lamoureux, and on this episode of Fire and Slice, we're going to be making a custom fillet knife. Now, aside from kitchen knives, this is the knife that I've used the most in my life. And it's a love-hate relationship with them. They have to be thin, they have to be flexible, and making them forces you to take your time. Since I know that I can make a great fillet knife, I'm going to push myself by making a complex multi-piece handle. We're talking black carbon fiber, G10, epoxy with tons of fleck in it. This thing is going to be wicked. Dedicated to the catch, my client's been stalked by a cougar, attacked by a moose, he even escaped a grizzly and her 2 cubs. All of this while fishing. Now from the safety of his shop, Brandon Rurak makes handcrafted custom musky baits. Brendon has 2 requests for this knife. 1, that it matches his favorite musky rod, black and green, and 2, that the handle be canted over to compensate for his wrist mobility. You see, back in 2019, Brendon was in a horrible motorcycle accident that nearly took his life. But after 7 surgeries, he got his life back on track. But filleting fish is still difficult. So he's hoping that a custom knife will help him with this. To start this project, I'm going to visit my friend Grayson. He's going to help me by cutting my knife design on his Waterjet. So let's make it official. Let's get this project started.
My name is Fehr. I run a company called Fehr Forgeworks, and a big part of my business is helping local knife makers to produce their designs in larger volumes and stuff. So I run the Waterjets, I stock steel so that I can cut stuff out, and I also do heat treating services for them as well.
We're going to do a rougher cut quality kind of around the edge and the handle, a fine cut quality around the alignment holes, and the pin should just drop right in there.
Sick. From computer to Waterjet, my design is cut using 20,000 psi of water mixed with abrasive material. The nozzle tracks the precise lines that can be reproduced perfectly every time I need this model of knife. This manufacturing process helps knife makers that have set designs increase the speed of their production. The stainless steel that we're using today is called AEBL, and it needs to soak in the kiln for 15 minutes at 1950 degrees Fahrenheit. From there, instead of doing an oil quench, we're going to be quenching it between 2 aluminum plates. That's going to draw out all the heat and harden the blades. For making stainless steel knives, you need a kiln. Stainless steel needs to soak at high and precise temperatures to get maximum performance out of it. The packages the blades are put into stop the oxygen from consuming its carbon and deteriorating the steel. It's hot. To get a bit more performance out of the AEBL, it needs a cryo treatment. I'm using dry ice and alcohol to lower the temperature to around negative 100 degrees Celsius. This is a continuation of the quench and adds to the overall hardness of the steel. if you can work past the burns, the aches and sore joints, and slow things down, there's so much to appreciate within this craft.
So my name is Brandon Rurak. I build musky baits or big fish baits in general. I was keeping it on more of a handcrafted sort where I'm going through like 20 baits at a time. But now I'm painting 120 baits a month. Built my first ever lure in my parents' garage. Started throwing that out there and I had musky follow the bait. They weren't chewing it, but they were following it when I was actually getting them to do that. It showed that there was something, I had an idea that was actually working. And keeping it Canadian for now and see what happens. So far it's been a lot of talk, a lot of people are liking the baits, and I think next year is tackle shop year. For me, what feels good about fishing is that you go into a spot and you're like, ideally the fish should be here because of this structure, this kind of forage, like these kind of like bait coming through, and the wind direction is pushing these bait to this area, so this is where I want to hit. That's like, and then when you do catch it, you're like, everything got put together. You're like, this is what I did, right? And I'm so pumped.
Oh, baby. To design the handle, I'm gonna trace out the profile, draw a few ideas, and color them in. Decide what I like. A and B, they've been done. C's the one. That's the challenge. I think it's gonna be beautiful. Those sparkles, damn. Well, I got these boys glued up. I'm a little bit frustrated. I'm getting annoyed at this puzzle of a handle. I knew it was gonna be tough. I was expecting this. Yoy! Go cry a little now. Alright. Jeez. Yeah. Wow. Yes! Now that the first handle scale is made, I'm using it to line everything up exactly the same for the second one. Now let's watch the glue dry. Oh man, maybe I'm getting high off glue fumes. Go. Oh yes.
Yeah, Brendon. Yeah, it's Justin. Yeah, I don't want to mess this up. How's that handle supposed to be canted again?
I saw a musky jump right behind you, and it just like caught my eye right now. I was like, wait, there's a fish. So bad. I got into riding motorcycles heavily. I was going 60 kilometers an hour, not expecting a vehicle to come out. I didn't have a chance to really brake. I remember trying to grab onto my handlebars or grab onto like my brake, and I already slammed on my back brake. I hit the back of the car. Both my arms shattered the handlebars in half. Shattered both my wrists, shattered my ulna to multiple pieces. Pieces were sticking up in different angles. My hand was shortened about 3 inches. The ulna was over top of my hand. So that was, my arms took the brunt of it, but hitting the back of a vehicle or I guess maybe going up in the air and hitting the ground, I punctured both my lungs, broke a few ribs. So I left in critical. Yeah, there was not much breathing going on for me. And then woke up, oxygen on me, sitting in there. And yeah, I remember waking up. I have a video of me waking up. Sorry, I can't keep this one PG, but the first thing I said on video, I'm alive, mother. Oh my God. And that was it. So yeah, there's a lot of things that really changed my life that after the accident that I've had to adapt to. Like for instance, like the rugby and stuff like that, or like wakeboarding, snowboarding. I can't take a fall in snowboarding anymore. That adrenaline, that feeling, I never really got it anymore. So moving it into the musky fishing, it's been a whole nother level. To find like 4-foot fish coming at your bait. Musky are the only fish that will literally be like, drop your trolling motor off the boat, look down, and this musky is eyeing up your trolling motor, like being like, why are you in my water? It is ridiculous. It happened to me last year and I was like, there's a 4-foot fish that just came in staring at my running propeller of my trolling motor. I'm like, what is this stuff? So for me, getting into the fishing aspect of things has been an absolute passion of mine that I've truly developed, and I'm thankful for the accident because it pushed me. It showed that I can push in different directions, and it really gave me a lot of time to put the effort that I have into building this shop up. Like I have like a full massive shop now for my company, and people like all around North America are calling me to run them. It's one of these things where it's been an absolute passion, and that finally I've had the downtime to put the effort into this business and really show that this passion can be one of the biggest things in my life. And it's one thing I've never been able to put my mind into something so strong as this, and it's changed my life at this point. I'm pretty happy to be a part of it, so.
Before we finish the handle, the bevels need to be ground into the blade. I always start with a high grit ceramic belt and work my way to around 400 grit. I constantly cool the blade by dunking it in water. Let it get too hot, I ruin the heat treatment. There's no rushing a flexible blade, they take time. That's all there is to it. Too aggressive, and you might have to restart. After the grinder, we're off to hand sanding. This gives the nicest and most uniform finish possible. I make my way up to 600 grit, and the result is a blade with a matte finish, smooth with a subtle shine. The handle is finally attached to the blade. On this knife there's 6 pins for a mechanical connection and 2-part epoxy for a chemical bond. Once the epoxy is cured, I can sculpt the handle. The specialized canting forced me to slow down. Any mistakes at this point would be terrible. Buffing the handle is my favorite part of knife making. It reveals the true colors and makes the handle shine. I'm more than stoked on the way this came out. I can finally see all the texture inside the carbon fiber, and it looks better than what I expected. After running the edge on a finely textured belt, I continue to refine the edge on Japanese stones. After that, the burr is removed with a few licks on my strobe. I use lightweight paper to make sure that the blade is sharp. I listen to the way it slices the paper. I also feel for spots where I might not have sharpened it well. Yeah, I'm happy with this edge. With the modifications that we did to this handle, I really hope that it's enough so that Brendon could take advantage of it, make use of it. that it becomes an easier thing to fillet fish. All right, let's put it in a box and let's hit the road.
Brendon, got your knife.
You got it.
Got it. Catch anything?
Ah, just missed one, bud. Let's see this. Oh my god, what? No.
So,
Oh, yeah. Dude.
I hope it works for you.
Dude, okay, like look at that, that's perfect. That is like the absolute perfect way of doing it. This thing looks absolutely amazing. Like I don't have to put the effort into actually doing that anymore. It's so sick.
Like,
Oh man.
and
yeah, and
then
I
it just
love
like,
that.
just, it's like so good.
Okay, so how many different pieces did you have to put in per side?
Well, all right. So each side has black, then green, right?
Yeah.
So black liner, green liner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I thought it was 11. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Yep.
12, 13, 14, 15 pieces. That's bonked. No wonder I had a hard time.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was 11. Anyway,
Dude,
dude, there you go, man. You shared your story and
I
appreciate it so much. So,
dude, it means a lot. Like, I really appreciate that. This is like fantastic. There's never anything I'll get nicer than this. This is incredible, dude. Your work is impeccable.
thank you.
Like, thanks. Oh man. Wow.
Now you just got to get better at fishing.
Yeah, I gotta actually catch that. Why? Like,